Alright guys, welcome to another video. I realise I haven't done one in a while, but today I've got lots of videos coming. So I'm going to start with some unboxings. So this is an unboxing of a ProSound laptop stand. This is a relatively inexpensive laptop stand, but that doesn't mean it's bad quality. It is in fact quite good quality. I have already been using it. So you may see the box is a little bit battered. That's because I've already been using it. I've got this from Mapping Electronics, links below. I think it's something like £20 in the UK. Let's go ahead and unbox it. I'm going to just go ahead and take this tape off that I've resealed it with for this unboxing. It doesn't have the original plastic on because I have obviously already unboxed it. So let's go ahead and open it up. Now this is a similar sort of thing you'll see when you open it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay these parts out in just a little layout so you can see all the parts. And it's almost like a checklist. So those two, it's these two here. I'll go ahead and get these parts done. Should I, or should I do that? I can do that, can't I? Go just check it's going into shot. Yep. So go ahead and just get everything out for you. So the box should be. Chuck that away. No, I'm just joking. Keep it. So this is a little tray that you get to go on the stand. This is an optional thing. You don't have to put this tray on, but it is a nice little accessory that comes with it, and it's got little adjustable, I guess you would call them screws at the bottom that you can use to adjust the width of this. And I'll show you about that in a minute. Simply just use that to tighten it back up. So that's one of the things you'll have. You'll also have these two little, I guess you call them more screws. They do split up in half as well, like that. Now these are extenders that come with the item to extend these, which are the rods you use for connecting the stand together. As you can see, you put these on and the tray will sit on top, and you can simply just extend it like that for different size laptops. Go ahead and place those over there. Now these bits are the bottom parts of it. And nice thing I like about this is it is all metal. It's all metal. It's not plastic. It is complete metal. There we are. So it is metal. These are the bottom bits, and it is coated in rubber at the bottom. It is coated at the rubber at the bottom, so it won't damage any surface you put it on. They simply stand up like that, except when you knock them over like that. These are the top parts. Again, they're coated in rubber, so it will not damage anything you put on top, or the surface of this will not get damaged. These are I guess you'd call them little stoppers, the end stoppers, and then they just stop anything from sliding off. There's a little ProSound logo there. So on the other side, again, all rubber. So the way you set this up is you need to start with, so that's all the items you should have when you get it. So we have the two bottom parts like that. Then we place them together on the floor like that. Now what we're going to want is we are going to want to get one of the top parts here and a screw. Yes, they do come with washers on, so make sure you do not lose the washers. They just prevent it from taking any paint off. So now what you can do with these different holes is you can adjust the height at which you have the stand. I like having it at the top two, like that, just so it gives you lots of space underneath, and I shall show you why in a minute. So just go ahead, and these actually go on the outside, I believe. So go ahead, and so the top bit has to go on the outside of the bottom parts. Go ahead and place the nut in the bottom one, and the second on the top of that, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach an extender onto this, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach that onto there like that, and then I'm going to do the same for the other one. So we unscrew it and we get the extender like that. Simply just screw it on, take your nut. I've got to stop knocking over things. Take your nut, place it in. Get your rod. It doesn't have to be extended, of course. You can. I've used them both to extend it. You can just use one. You don't have to, depending on the size of the item you put on top, or the laptop. It will do anything from, I guess you could put. I guess it would do anything from about maybe some. I guess maybe some netbooks. Yeah. I guess some netbooks, and anywhere, I guess you could really do all netbooks, so 10 inch to about a 17 inch laptop will do fine. Like that. So now I've got it extended, which keeps this firmly in place, and it is relatively secure. It hardly wobbles, and it will stand up on its own. Obviously the weight of this is holding it down here, but what we need to do now is take the other bottom part, unscrew. I probably should have done this first, really, but unscrew these two screws, making sure not to lose the washer on it. Very important. Now we take the screw, place it in a hole of your desired choice, and simply screw it back into the rod. Just making sure I've got the washer on. Yep, I have. There we are. Screw it in place like that. One thing I did forget though, because I'm kind of stupid sometimes, is I did forget to put the top part on, which is why I was wondering why it wasn't looking right. It is a little bit fiddly at first, but you'll get the hang of it. Screw it on like that. Remember, it goes on the outside of the bottom one. And take the other screw. I haven't done it completely tight yet. You should never do them completely tight until you have both on. Otherwise it puts uneven tension. It's just better to have it that way. The uneven tension won't really make a difference, but it's just nice to have an even tension. to make sure you're not putting any strain on any parts of it. So now I can go ahead and tighten fully. Not doing too tight because I don't want to scrape the paint off, but you can still scrape the paint off. So as you can see now, this laptop stand starting to take in shape, and it does stand up on its own. It's relatively sturdy, balanced really well, sturdy. So with the tray, you don't have to have the tray of course, but I like having it. You can see it doesn't really fit, but I guess you could also use. I guess you could use this tray for something else as well, like putting a netbook on. But what you want to do is you want to unscrew these two screws at the bottom, and then you want to slightly unscrew the top bar here, the screws on the inside. Just slightly unscrew them, just so there's a little gap, because these little slots here are going to slot onto the screws. So we take it, we extend it out, place it on one side, it's a little bit tricky, but it will eventually go on. I'm just making sure the washer doesn't get caught up. There we are. Tighten that one up. Go ahead and then we can just adjust that slightly. Put it on the other side like that. Tighten it up. And then we can go ahead and tighten these screws up at the bottom. Am I tightening it up or am I loosening it? I am tightening it up. There we are. Go ahead. Turn it up. As you can see, it's still relatively sturdy. It's just yeah, it's still quite sturdy. So now you got a little tray underneath for putting other things on, like I'm going to show you now. So what you can do is, obviously this is a 15-inch laptop. As you can see, it fits nicely on top. It's still relatively sturdy. It does wobble slightly, but obviously if you don't wobble it, then it's not going to wobble really, is it? It's still quite sturdy. It's really balanced well. Go ahead and take that off, and again you've also got space underneath here as well, so if it's on, tabletop, you've got space to put a mixer under here. For example, you can get a mixer and you can slide it under here like that, and then you could put something like a controller maybe here, like that. So you don't have to use this part. You can just use this bit for putting a controller and a mixer underneath. You could put the controller on top and then have the mixer underneath there, and then you could have CDs or anything here. Again, you could put a CDJ there. You could have the mixer at the bottom, and then you could just have obviously the laptop on top.